just about ready to tip off. Playoff basketball on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan along with you. Take a look at the Raptors. You know, you can't always say this is a must-win game, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway. Can you?
Well, very few teams have come back from losing the first two at home. I'm not saying it can't be done, but they don't want to test that theory.
And now Washington's starting group. Whitmore is out there with Alexander Song. Then it's Johnson. Then it's George. 2 on the clock. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off the shot. A 4-second violation. Johnson against Anderson. And there's the try. The rebound by Johnson.
Well, protecting the rim, plays like that really bolster your defense.
Pass to Whitmore. Fades back, and that's good off the glass that time.
Looking for a little extra style points right there with the fadeaway.
Here's the screen. Can't hit from in close.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
Starr sets the screen for George. Pass to Johnson. Just 5 to shoot. Got it. Good job in the low post.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And now they are just going to keep riding that momentum with the hot hand.
Stolen. In the corner, George with it. All sorts of time. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed. Never in a hurry.
Anderson with the ball. Now defended by Whitmore.
That's great use of the bounce pass in that situation to make sure the ball got there.
Johnson outside. This one for 3. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Well, it's early, but I love their offensive game plan to this point.
And here's Anderson. Takes it off the glass.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
That is a quality look. You can't do it much better than that.
Johnson outside. Pass to Song. To Johnson. Shot clock at 5. It's up a 3. And again, Washington with the triple.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Anderson outside. Nice move. Again, Toronto.
How about the head of steam he's able to generate right there and just gets to the rack really easy.
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Pass to Song. Beyond the arc. The shot's good on the assist by George.
Already expanding his game. Sarr trying to get better at attacking quickly off the pass.
Johnson against Anderson. Booker in the corner. Now here's Thibault. Booker the pass to Thibault. And here's Anderson for 3. Good on the triple. Anderson's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
He's been on fire since the beginning of this game, particularly when you look at the high percentage shots he's getting.
And Brian Keefe wants a timeout. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. And it's a completely new group for Toronto. A minute 50 left in the first quarter. George against Morant. George passes to Hendricks. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Scraping and clawing, doing everything he can to grow that lead.
Emphatic on the putback stuff.
Leaving some skin on the floor. Those are pure hustle points.
George against Morant. Here's Bull. Rebound, Washington. Outside, George. From the wing. And Bull pulls it down.
And he can't let that get to him. He should have made it, but he's got to focus on the next one.
Levine kicks to Morant. Back to Levine. O'Neal sets the screen for Levine. And finished off by O'Neal.
And really, one of the facets of Levine's game that's developed is his ability to see the play.
Pass to Hendricks. And the three off target. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Morant. And he draws body contact. Looked like a blocking foul, and he was in the shooting motion. So he'll head to the free throw line.
And there's no doubt Morant near the top of the list of elite scorers in this league.
Johnson, he's checked in for the Wizards. From free throw range. That one goes in. Johnson's got his second basket of the night.
If you're waiting for him to miss when he's that open, you're going to be in for a long wait.
On the wing, Levine with one on the clock. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's Washington bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. And glad to have you with us as we get going here in Game 2. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Wizards?
We've got a bunch of this game yet to be played, but they're shooting it well from the three-point line. That's got to be a welcome sight.
And their ball movement has been next level. When your team is playing unselfishly like this, that is tough to beat.
Evan Booker out there with Morant. Then there's Bull. Then there's Gary Payton II. And it's Levine in at the small forward position. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Booker is screen on George. Here's Morant. And Morant throws it down.
How about the authority from Morant? The way he was running, you knew he was aiming to shatter the rim.
Now here's Kispert. Guarded by Levine. George looking over the floor. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The free ball. They get the rebound. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way. Also, he's checked in for Gary Payton. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. George against Morant. And Morant throws it down.
How about the handles from the young fella? Give Morant credit for taking the initiative and capitalizing.
Pass to Kispert. Shot clock at 6. Drives to the hoop. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Morant dishes to Booker. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. And there are the Raptors with another bucket.
And Booker is so good from the mid-range. His jumper looks like it's going in every time.
And Brian Keeve wants a timeout, looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two.
And as things present themselves throughout a game, teams have to adapt on the fly.
Yeah, it gives you a chance right here to reset, get everybody back on the same page so you can execute.
The Raptors making a switch here. Anderson's checked in.
Well, the defense was a little soft right there, and it made it a practice shot.
We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Morant against George. Morant kicks the ball. From the baseline. Rebound, Washington. Kispert with it. He's picked up by Morant. Kispert with the bucket.
Just playing with poise and confidence, and they continue to put points on the board.
I love their approach tonight. They are hitting at a really high percentage.
Anderson passes to Bull. The kick out to Anderson. And he's good on the three ball. Anderson's got 10.
And we're playing about as much defense as they did there. Not nearly enough.
And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Anderson with the block. Pass to Levine. Booker in the corner. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist. And now just a 4-point Washington lead. Here's Kispert. Guarded by Levine. Lets it go from 11. He squares up and sinks it.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Here's Anderson. He's got 10. Booker outside. Pass to Bull. Here's Hendricks. Bull covering. George, no good. Raptors trail by 6. Anderson outside. Screen by Bull. A nice shot by Anderson. He's got 12.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
And that confidence has carried over to tonight. He is playing great basketball.
Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
There's a good screen. And he drives in, and Anderson slams it in.
Gives the team such a great element having a one guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
And you can see how it energizes the entire team.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
There's the 3. Washington with the rebound. 19 seconds left in the second quarter. Now the Raptors moving it up. Levine dishes to Anderson. And finished off by Anderson.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. It's the Wizards up 2. We'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime.
Contributions from their bench, providing once again the importance of depth.
Yeah, with the way their starters play, they may also.
Taking a look at how the series is going for the Raptors. Thanks for spending half.
Well, it doesn't get much better than playoff basketball. Let's get back to the action here in round 1. And it's Anderson with the ball for the Toronto Raptors, trailing by 2, taking a look at the Wizards. Sarr out there with Whitmore. Then it's Keyshawn George. Then it's Johnson.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now. especially on the interior. How about Sarr? Just ridiculous athleticism for a 7-footer.
McDaniels, a screen on Johnson. Anderson drops in the layup for two. Anderson's got it all tied up now for Toronto.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Pass to Johnson. George sets a screen for Johnson. Basket good. Johnson's got his third basket of the night.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, getting a high percentage look right out of the locker room to start the second half. Exactly what they were looking for.
Washington has gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. In the corner, it's Whitmore. And he comes up with the deuce. Whitmore's got his first points in this one.
I like the way they've established their offense to start the half. 3 straight makes.
Number 32. First game down. Washington foul. Number 32. Second personal foul. Second team foul.
Booker looking around.
Well, it's still a good start to the half. They had to miss sometime.
That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. That bucket in no time at all. And the Wizards lead by 4.
You can't play much better than this. That's 4 straight to start the half.
To the middle. And finished off by McDaniel.
Coming off that screen, Booker draws the defense and then passes. Really tough to defend that.
Here's Sarr, and Sarr throws it down.
That's a great look. His teammate was on the move, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Booker is screen on Johnson. Anderson passes to Booker. Booker going to work inside.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
And Brian Keeve wants a timeout. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. The Wizards have gotten every shot that dropped since halftime. They're 5 for 5 from the floor. Stolen by Anderson. Fantastic finish by Booker.
So impressive, the fortitude, the will to battle back, but it did take a lot of energy to get here.
And now the big question, can they sustain the momentum?
And the basket by Johnson.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Lively with the screen. Booker the pass to Lively, and it's blocked.
Great timing on the rejection there. This young kid, Sarr, has major defensive potential.
Some changes for Toronto. Bol, he's checked in for Derek Lively. Zach LaVine comes in for McDaniels. And it's John Morant in for Matisse Thybulle. Kispert's checked in for the Wizards. Keontae George comes in for Keyshawn George.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to happen.
Pass to Kispert. Down low. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Big hops from the backcourt.
Oh, absolutely. And maybe just what they need to get this game, GA, going in their direction.
It is nice to have a playmaker who can also get up and finish like that.
Great preparation by LaVine. Getting to his spot and set to let it fly.
Pass to Kispert. The Raptors making a switch here. Walters checked in.
Substitution on the court.
.132 left here in the third quarter. The Wizards working the ball around now. Clock at 4. And stolen by Bol. Pushing it up. It's Morant in the corner. Back to Anderson. For the lead. Morant against George. Goes up at the stripe. It's hauled in by George.
He got the space he wanted for his mid-range. He just wasn't able to convert.
There's 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Anderson with the block. On the wing, Levine lets it go with the three. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Yeah, that's 2 straight three-pointers they've allowed.
Pass to Kispert. To the inside. And Bull pulls it down. Bull's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Anderson. Wow, what a play!
Unbelievable!
Oh, and he got fancy with that one.
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open. To halt the run. And offensively, a great show for the fans through the first 3 quarters. It's been a fun game to watch. Raptors. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feat.
Well, coaches love unselfishness, and this is exactly what they're referring to.
And we're happy to have you back for more playoff basketball here in round 1. We've got Booker. Also out there with Bull. Then it's Morant. And it's Levine at the 3. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Wizards making a switch here. Hendricks is checked in. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Raptors.
You love how they've lived in the paint, making the defense just consistently have to collapse and still finding ways to convert.
Well, and how about the damage they've done attacking the basket? The defense has had no answers for how to slow them down in that area. I love the aggressiveness.
Here's George. Banked in off the glass.
And nice touch inside. George can finish from all 3 levels.
George against Morant. Morant off the bounce. And Morant lays it down.
Big hops from the backcourt.
Oh, absolutely. And maybe just what they need to get this game, GA, going in their direction.
It is nice to have a playmaker who can also get up and finish like that.
Johnson against Booker. A step-back shot here. Shot by Johnson, no good. Raptors leading by 3. Morant outside. Morant pulls his way inside.
It has certainly been a good night for him, and it is showing on the scoreboard.
And it's Brian Keefe calling timeout here. Wants to make sure everybody's coordinated and intent. Anderson is checked in for the Raptors. And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Brian Keefe was saying to the team. He ripped into their perimeter game and their energy level, saying to his guys, you're just running through the motions out there. There's no hustle or desire to chase them off the three-point line or to try to get open looks from deep on the other end. Guys?
All right, Allie, thank you.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Yeah, when you're coming down the stretch, you don't want any wasted possessions.
Now here's Morant. Defense is right there. Bull setting the pick for Booker. Booker with a 3. He is a knockdown shooter.
And over the course of his career, Book has never been afraid to pull the trigger from deep. He has supreme confidence in that jumper.
Pass to Johnson. Outside for George. There's the triple. Rebound by the Raptors. Anderson's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. It's Morant. In the center of things, Morant. Morant.
And no problem for Morant that close to the hoop. Once he gets inside, he makes it look easy.
Wizards trail by 8. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Here's George. Sarr with the screen on Booker. Now Sarr finishes inside on the nice dish.
This is why you involve the big man Sarr in pick and rolls. He understands how to take advantage.
Now Anderson. Nice use of the glass on the finish.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Yeah, with each bucket, he denies any thought of a comeback.
Now Sarr.
And the length of Sarr is a lot to deal with. Sometimes the defense has to foul.
And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreaker. Some changes for Toronto. Derek Lively, he's checked in for Bol. McDaniels comes in for Walter. And Matisse Thybulle subbed in for Morant.
Well, I'm sure he wanted to hit all of them, but he was still able to chip away a little bit more at this lead.
They double him with Whitmore. Anderson against Johnson. Tries from 10, and it's off. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for Washington. Not that time. It won't go. Anderson in the post. Johnson's there.
Interior passing is so difficult if you aren't precise. They were right there. Nice work.
Deflects the pass. It's out of bounds. Nice touch by Lively.
Well, I appreciate the aggressiveness, but you've got to be smarter. That's a low percentage pass.
Now Sarr. Stolen by Lively. Now Booker. It's tipped. 50 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Missed on the 3. Here's Whitmore. McDaniels defending. Can't get it. Now here's Anderson. .23 seconds left in the game. Just 5 on the clock. Outside Booker. He drills the 3.
Well, he didn't have much time to work with there, but Booker found just enough space to get that shot up.
Assist by number 42.
So Toronto takes this, but by a big margin. Just a massive victory, Greg. Maybe it's overstating it, but